What's up, everybody? Registered dietitian and owner and operator of Nice Nutrition, Dalton Nice here. It is back day with a lat emphasis. So if you struggle with growing your lats, you're not gonna wanna miss this. Let's get to work. So the first movement I'm gonna do here today is the seated cable row. Now with the seated cable row, the first question I'm gonna ask myself is, what motion am I trying to produce? So the motion I'm trying to produce is bringing my elbows into my lower back. So then the next question is, what bar is gonna allow me to produce that motion? Well, is it gonna be a close grip bar? Well, if I'm using a close grip, what's happening here? My elbows are flaring out. That's gonna be more rear delt and not giving me the output that I want on my lats for my anatomy. So it would make more sense if I would use a shoulder width grip like this, and it's gonna allow for my elbows to stay low and into my lower back. Not saying that you can't get good back growth with that bar, but for my anatomy, this is just gonna be more efficient, and that's what I'm looking for here. So we'll get set up here with this bar. Like I said, we're about shoulder width grip. We're gonna get into a real good stable position here. Chest up, shoulders gotta be down. And the first cue here that I'm gonna follow is down instead of back. So we wanna initiate with the lat first. So we go down, then back, just like that. So down, back, and when I go back, notice how I'm not going just back, back, back. I'm trying to wrap my elbow around my back into my spine so I can fully shorten those lower lat fibers, just like that. So that's gonna be how I execute that movement. We'll do 2 feeder sets, get up to our working set weight, and then we're gonna hammer out some weight with this. And that's really important because once you get the cueing and the execution down, you guys gotta move weight. If you really wanna grow muscle tissue, you have to move weight. It's extremely important. So once you master that, just remember, move weight. Let's get started here. So I'm gonna add some straps for my last working set here. This is gonna help me get better grip so I don't lose the force on my lats because of poor grip. You could use chalk, but I like using wraps. A little bit more effective for me. All right, second exercise, we're gonna be doing a vertical pull down, and a close grip actually makes sense here for me. Why? Because it's gonna allow for better lengthening at the top. And if you notice, my elbows stay in the position that I want them to for the majority of the movement, as you see here. So as I pull down, elbows can still stay relatively in, and then they start flaring out about there. So that's gonna be my range. So I can get some great lengthening out of this, and I can really contract that lat good at the bottom here. So that'll be my range of motion here. And what I'm gonna do as well is, you wanna make sure you're not sitting too far up or too far back. You wanna find that nice middle ground where you got that lat lengthen, shoulders to press down. You don't wanna be shrugging up. Make sure their shoulders stay down. Then again, gonna break at the elbow and come down, just like that, right into my lower lats. Good full stretch. That's gonna be my range, just like that. Real good lat pump right there. So same thing, a couple of feeder sets, then we're gonna get into our working sets weight. We're gonna hammer it hard. On the last episode, I talked about heart rate. What I like to do with my heart rate to bring it down to baseline faster is take better breaths in between sets. Instead of huffing and puffing, I'm gonna control my breathing, inhale and exhale. That's gonna bring my heart rate back down to baseline a lot quicker, get me ready for my next set. Dropping pretty quick, works like a charm. On those last few reps, notice how I didn't use a lot of momentum. I just stuck with half reps. I like that for myself personally. I feel like I get more out of the exercise that way rather than using momentum to get those full range of motion reps towards the end. So it's something you can try at home and see how you like it, but it works very well. I got, same as always, got the Intrablast, Glycotrix, Super Carb, and creatine monohydrate. The staple. Third exercise, we're gonna be doing a one-arm dumbbell row. Lots of different variations of the one-arm dumbbell row, but we're gonna do more of a traditional one today. So what I'm looking for here, get a really stable foot. I'm really driving in hard to the ground here. And then with my hand, I'm pushing in hard this way. So I got both ends, really creating a lot of force and gives me a lot of stability to really get a lot of output on my lat here, instead of just being all over the place and not getting the utmost contraction. So that's gonna be the setup, right? Shoulders not gonna be like this. It's gonna be down and back. Same thing, full stretch. And I'm pulling my elbow right into my lower back, just like that. And that's the motion that I'm gonna be producing here. You get really good lat contractions on these. All right, so same thing as always, a couple feeder sets. We'll work up to our working set weight and then we're gonna hammer out some weight. All right, same thing here. Little grip assistance. All right, let's go through our checklist real quick. Let's get that foot planted real strong. Got my hand planted real strong. Shoulder down. Got fully stretch. There we go. what I like about doing dumbbell rows or barbell rows is I like doing them in the middle of my training session. I like to do cable work in the beginning and then hit more of the free weight stuff in the middle. The reason being is because I have more blood in that muscle and I get better contractions when I do it that way rather than starting out with, you know, a barbell row or a dumbbell row. So that's the reasoning behind that. I used to set up training earlier in my career with, you know, the bigger movements in the beginning and then cable stuff towards the middle and end, but lately this has just been working really well for me the past couple years with putting on muscle tissue. Just allows for the better neurological muscular connection for me. So over time, that compound interest weighs heavy. Holy moly. Woo. Yeah, buddy. That's the downside about doing the dumbbell rows in the middle. You're spent, but it's okay. Time to grow. Next exercise is gonna be the assisted pull-up. The assisted pull-up, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated exercises out there. A lot of people make fun of other people for doing them that I've seen, but it's actually really good because it creates a lot of stability in the pull-up. Not saying that a regular pull-up is bad, just explain why this is good. Another reason why I like it is your ability to be able to do it in the middle or the end of a training session. And that way, your body weight isn't affecting the output. So you're able to adjust to accommodate that. So for me, like towards the end of my workout, I got a lot of blood in here, which is gonna be great to be able to stretch the muscle, but obviously fatigue is in place, so I'm not gonna be able to pick up 250 pounds up really easily. So I can adjust the weight a little bit and allow it to offset for that. So we'll be doing more of a wider grip here this time because on the last vertical pull, we did the closer grip, so just changing it up. And what I'm looking for here is, you know, where my elbow starts coming back. Once my elbow starts coming back, that's my cue that I'm gonna go back up. So I'll show you what I mean here. So we'll hop up here and then get a good stretch. And then my elbows start going back about there. So that's gonna be probably my range of motion right here. Like that. So for me, it pulls me up about 90 degrees or so. And that'll be my range of motion that I stay at for my working set. So pretty warm right now, given this is gonna be the fourth exercise, so we're gonna get right into it. So I overshot a little bit on that one, but it's okay. As long as I'm pushing to the max, that's all that matters. So add a little bit more assistance on there for our next set. But same thing with this, I'm gonna utilize half reps towards the end when I can't get full reps. Really get a lot of good growth out of that over time. lats are absolutely fried. That's what we want. All right, so last exercise we're gonna do today is the pullover. I really love to emphasize the stretch towards the end of my workouts. So that's why in the last exercise we did a nice stretch on the assisted pull-up, and now we're gonna get some stretches here with the pullover. I like to do this at the end because the muscle's warm and full of blood, rather than in the beginning. You're just more susceptible to tears that way. Same thing with like if you're training your chest, like you don't want to do flies right off the gate. You want to wait till they're warm, got blood in there, and they're ready to take the stretch on. So same concept. So with this machine, they got a seat belt, which is awesome. It's gonna really help that stability, keep you locked in. If your leg extension has one of these too, these are great for leg extensions. So that way when you're not having to focus so much on pulling yourself down, it already keeps you down. So just a little another tip for that, but we'll get into this machine. This machine isn't always made for everybody's body, specifically like myself, but we'll get set up in here the best we can. Get locked in real well. And we're just gonna pull right down. Make sure those elbows come all the way down to the spine. So we'll get that full stretch at the top. I'm gonna really emphasize the pauses at both ends of the ranges. I wanna really emphasize that stretch, and I really wanna contract here at the bottom. So I'm really driving my feet hard into the ground. It's gonna create an extra stable environment here. That's gonna allow for more output in the target muscle. Hit a couple more warm-ups here. And we'll add a little bit more weight here. See you, brother. Whew. We'll definitely stay there. Holy smokes. That's lats. So thanks for watching today's back workout, guys. We did the seated cable row, we did the vertical pull down, we did the one arm dumbbell row, the assisted pull up, and we finished with the pull over here. As always, we focus on the execution cues, the positioning to really get the most output out of our working target muscle, which was the lats today. So hopefully you guys can take that home and grow some lats. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in today. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and if you're interested in working with me under Nice Nutrition, the link is in the bio. Take care, guys.